Right, I'm expecting to take some heat in the comments for this one. I must confess, as a kid, I watched this movie countless times, but kids are stupid, and I was no exception. From 1989, this is Kickboxer. I'm Jay Harangue and I've wasted hours of my life watching terrible films.
You should subscribe.
We start with kickboxing world champion Eric the Eliminator Sloan successfully defending his title, yeah. Yeah. His cornerman is his brother Kurt, and he's the main character.
Hi.
After the fight, the press tell Eric that if he wants to prove he's the best, he needs to go to Thailand. And Eric's like, fine.
I'm kicking ass wherever I go.
An unspecified time later, we see the Sloan brothers in Thailand on a boat trip. There are some children playing in the water naked, and Kurt's taking photos of them.
What?
Yes, but more on that later.
Okay.
After that, Eric's like, hey, Kurt, watch this. Then hooks up with a sex worker. And for some reason, Kurt's really impressed.
She wants to make it with a champ.
Right.
The next day, we find out that Eric grew up with his dad in the US, while Kurt was raised by his mum in Europe. Is that relevant to the plot? No, but it does explain Jean-Claude Van Damme's accent. Now let's do some training.
That's power, kid.
Cheers, Eric. It's time for Eric's first fight, and they arrive at this place in Bangkok.
Where's the goddamn ice in this dump? Go get me some, huh?
So Kurt goes to fetch some ice. Not sure what's so threatening about that, but anyway, Kurt goes back to the dressing room and he's like, Eric, fuck this. I've just seen a guy next door kicking a stone pillar like this.
And the plaza was falling down.
Oh my gosh.
Can he move like me?
Kurt's like, whatever, fine, let's go. And look who Eric's opponent is, the pillar-kicking Tong Po.
Uh-oh.
The fight is really one-sided, and even though he's getting battered and it's clear that Tong Po doesn't feel pain, Eric refuses to admit defeat and cancel the fight.
Let's cancel, please.
Round 2 is another bad one for Eric, so Kurt throws in the towel.
Good.
Only for Tong Po to kick it away and elbow Eric in the back. So he's dead.
What?
Okay, no, he's not dead, but is taken outside and left for dead on this stretcher.
Kurt.
Kurt tries to flag down a car, but nobody wants to help. That is until this American sex tourist drives past.
He looks bad.
You think?
This is Winston. He kicks the prostitutes out of his van and takes them to the hospital, where Kurt finds out that Eric is paralyzed.
What do you mean, paralyzed?
He means he's never going to walk again.
Oh.
So Kurt's desperate to get revenge, just like in every single other Jean-Claude Van Damme film.
True.
One, boom.
Winston, the American sex tourist, just so happens to know someone who'll train Kurt to fight him.
Name's Ian.
Ian, got it. Let's go find Ian. But first, they need to go to this strip club, where Winston gets drunk and tells Kurt about Tong Po's boss, Freddie Lee.
That's one bad motherfucker.
Thanks. Ian lives out in the middle of nowhere in this hut, but Kurt can't find him anywhere. Ian comes out and he's like, what do you want? And Kurt's like, I want to fight Tong Po. Ian's like, the last American who did that ended up in a wheelchair.
That was my brother.
Ian lets Kurt down and asks him if he's good at defense.
Yeah, I'm good.
Can he move like me? Kurt.
Ian's like, okay, why should I train you?
My brother. Remember?
Yes.
Kurt.
Ian's like, okay, don't worry about paying me any money. Just go to the village and buy my groceries from my niece's shop.
What for?
And Ian's like, because she's around your age and you're going to need a love interest. But when he gets to the village, he seems more interested in this child.
What?
Oh, God, what's he doing now? Unbelievable. After that's finished, he goes to the shop and meets Ian's niece.
Yes, I'm Miley.
Miley, got it. She tells him how Tong Po's manager Freddie Lee runs the entire province.
That's one bad motherfucker.
And right on cue, a couple of his men come in and clean out her till. Kurt attacks them and they run off, but Miley's not happy because Freddie Lee's going to be angry. Ian's got his groceries though, so he agrees to train Kurt. Day one is this business, followed by a quick breathing lesson.
Okay.
The next day, Ian subjects Kurt to various forms of torture, like having coconuts dropped on his stomach and making him run from a dangerous dog with raw meat strapped to his leg. In the evening, Miley comes round, so after dinner, she and Kurt go for a walk and then they kiss. Day two, we get a training montage that goes on and on and on. Day three starts with Ian drowning Kurt while playing whatever this is. I won't bore you with the full schedule.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
But Kurt struggles to kick this bamboo tree until Ian reminds him of why he's there.
Your brother. Remember?
Kurt.
So he kicks it down easily, and now he's much better at everything.
Oh, I see.
Oh good, Eric's woken up. Moving on. For the next part of Kurt's training, Ian takes him to this bar, gets him drunk, and encourages him to start dancing with random women. Let's see how this goes.
Okay.
While that's going on, Ian goes round the bar telling other customers that Kurt's been saying their mums have sex with animals, so they all attack him. But it's okay, Kurt wins in the end, yeah. It turns out that they were Freddie Lee's men, and now Freddie Lee's seen what Kurt can do, he's going to let him fight Tong Po. Well played, Ian. Cut to Kurt's first fight. In his corner, Ian and Winston the American sex tourist. Why? No idea, but that's who he's got. Anyway, Kurt wins and Miley and Ian start a chant of Nok Su Cow, which means white warrior. Kurt shouts at Freddie Lee that he wants to fight Tong Po, and he agrees. Eric reads about this in the paper and is angry because Kurt's doing really well and he's in a wheelchair. The next day, Eric decides to bring his bitterness over to Ian's house. He plays cards with Winston, the sex tourist, while Kurt trains at some ancient temple, and Ian plays whatever this is. On his way back from the temple, Kurt sees Miley picking flowers, goes over to help, and then they bang. The next day, Eric needs to have a chat with Kurt.
I don't want you to fight Tong Po.
I can beat him.
That's what I thought.
I'm a better fighter than you ever were.
But the fight's going ahead, and this time, their hands will be wrapped, then dipped in resin and broken glass.
Bullshit!
No, that's what's happening. Freddie Lee bets $1 million on Tong Po, so to make sure he doesn't lose, he gets in Kurt's head by having his men take Miley over to Tong Po and hold her down for a Severus Snape.
Excuse me?
But she doesn't tell Kurt because she knows his mind has to be clear for the fight. So Freddie Lee sends people around to Ian's house who kick Eric out of his wheelchair and kidnap him. Cut to the big fight. Before it starts, Freddie Lee tells Kurt that if he doesn't drag the fight out and let Tong Po win at the end, he'll kill Eric. So Kurt's just going to have to take the beating. While that's happening, Ian and Winston have gone to this warehouse to rescue Eric. But sadly, Tong Po decides to give Kurt some details about his night with Miley.
Fuck.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to be honest, Miley's inability to match the rhythm of the crowd's chant makes me seriously question Tong Po's earlier claim. Anyway, now that Eric's safe, Kurt can start taking the fight seriously. And after a load of slow-motion kicks and weird noises... Yeah! Kurt finishes the fight by kicking Tong Po in the face, and everyone's really happy. Well, except Freddie Lee, who's lost $1 million, and Eric, who's still confined to a wheelchair.
Kurt.
But that's the end of the film, so until next time. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and please consider joining my Patreon. There's a link in the description. Thank you.